Welcome back to Just a Minute, Just a Mishnah. This is Mishnah and Nishmas for Eile Basrachon, the Schos the Beli Ritzach Ben Gila, and they're for us Tzir Basuva, and Shishtav for Shlema, and they're for us Ahuva Liba Bas Tzipar, who really needs a for Shlema. Shishtav for Shlema Bekarev. Mesachas Gittin Perak Hey Mishnah Zayin Mishnah Chas Cheresh Roimez V'Nirmaz. So we have a person, when we say a cheresh, which is a deaf person, in the Mishnah, we're talking about a deaf mute. So we have someone here who's a deaf mute, but he's living on his own, so he has to be able to do business. So he's allowed to buy and sell things using, let's say, hand gestures or head gestures, so using sign language, basically. So he's allowed to, hint, basically, to what he wants, and people are allowed to hint back to him. And that works. And Ben Becerra says you can also, mouth words, and the people can mouth back to him and do it like that. But only for movable objects, not for land. A child who's under bar mitzvah but who's over 6, so that because he knows what sales are, basically, so he's allowed to buy and sell things, but only movable objects. Mishnah Chas ve'elu dvarim amru bnei darkei shalom. So now we're talking about things because of tikkun ha'olam. Now we're going to talk about darkei shalom, which is between, so that people won't fight, basically. So the following things of a tikkun of darkei shalom: kain kara rishon v'achav levi v'achav Yisrael. We know that when you have kriyas Torah, first you clap a kayin, and then a Levi, and then Yisrael. Bnei darkei shalom and the kayin, and so that we know, because otherwise we'll have questions. Oh, why did you let this guy go first? So instead we make a rule: kayin, Levi, Yisrael. We can't switch around to keep things simple, so that the people won't fight. Marvin bebayis yasham and bnei darkei shalom. We have a house where we put the eruv, where we put a food. In order to do an Erev Tanchuma, which we spoke about back in Mesachas Erevin. So we always put it in the same house. It says literally the old house, but it means the house that was always put in, because otherwise someone will come to this place and think, oh, there's people carrying here without an Erev. No, it's just in a different house, so we keep it in the same house. Barshu Karav La'ama Mismala Rishon. So they used to have a water system where they would have a system going through, and then they would have pits which would be running off of it. And there would be little dams to stop them up. So then they would open first whoever's field, meaning leading, and they would lead into the field. So whoever's field is closest to the lake, I guess. So they would open that one first. So we have a set order so people won't fight over who goes first. If someone has a trap for wild animals or for birds or for fish, which are out in the wild, yes, so if he catches anything, he has to let it go because of darkei shalom in case it belongs to someone. Rabbi Yossi says no, it's actually gezel gomer derabanan, and it's not just because of darkei shalom. If a deaf mute or a crazy person or someone under bar mitzvah finds a lost object, so yesh ben mishum gezel, you're not allowed to steal it from them mipnei darkei shalom, because if you find something which the Cheresh Shrekta V'Katan finds, so you're not allowed to steal it from them, even though they can't actually make a chazaka, they can't actually own it, you're still not allowed to steal it from them, so that people don't fight, basically. Rabbi Yossi Amar Gazel Gama, Rabbi Yossi says, no, it's real gezel, derabanan, ani haminakef b'rosh ha'azayis. If a poor person, he gets to take the leket shicham peah, so he's taking it from the tree, and he's standing on the tree and hitting the branch so the olives fall down. So you're not allowed to go and take those olives which he knocks off the branch, because Mibnei darkei shalom. Rabbi Yossi Amar Gezel Gam. Rabbi Yossi says again, no, it's real gezel. And if a non-Jew who's a poor non-Jew comes and takes leket shicha peah, even though really it's only for Jews. So we're talking about all the cases here. Halachically, it doesn't say anywhere in the Shulchan Aruch and the Mishnah Berurah you're not allowed to, but because of darkei shalom, we say, even though it's not actually halacha, we say don't do it to not cause fights. So also here, if a non-Jew comes and takes leket shicha peah, you don't basically take it away from him. And that's the same thing also, let's say, with saving a non-Jew's life on Shabbos. You're allowed to break Shabbos to save a non-Jew nowadays because of darkei shalom, and those are days of Mishnayos.